No Caitlin Clark today. They set her out with a leg injury. A lot of people not happy about that. Mainly people that purchased tickets and drove into the area or even flew into the area to see Caitlin Clark play, and no Caitlin Clark. I can understand how bad those people must feel because, well, hell, I wanted to watch her play too. But no doubt about it, the Indiana Fever have another star.
Do you ever see a rookie shove a vet to the ground in a preseason game and then grin about it? Well, that's exactly what happened when Kiki Ariefen of the Washington Mystics decided to throw her weight around, and Sophie Cunningham wasn't having any of it with Caitlin Clark out. The Mystics thought the Indiana Fever would fold, but Sophie had other plans, and what happened next lit a fire that turned into one of the most intense WNBA preseason matchups we've seen in a while. Stick around because this story ends with drama even after the final whistle.
Sophie Cunningham has been an absolute beast in this game. 34 minutes, 6 of 11 from the field, 54%, 21 points.
Trust me, you don't want to miss that part. Let's rewind to the moment that sparked it all. Sophie Cunningham was battling for a rebound with Kiki Ariefen, a rookie fresh out of USC. Went out of nowhere. Kiki just shoved Sophie to the ground. No basketball play, no scramble, just a flat-out push. Now it's one thing to be aggressive on the court,
but in the middle of the game, Sophie Cunningham, oh, spicy old Sophie Cunningham, she gets in a tussle over a rebound with Kiki Ariefen, the rookie from USC, who is
pushing a veteran like Sophie to the hardwood in a preseason game. That's not basketball, that's pure disrespect.
All right, just this quick, Sophie Cunningham, and I told you guys I had a feeling that she was going to really make her presence known. Talked about the 6th Woman of the Year. I don't know. I put it out there, and a lot of people came back and was like, you know, she may end up starting, Rhodes. You may be right. This game is almost over.
Sophie let her know. She popped up immediately, walked right up to Kiki, and said the words heard all across the arena, "You don't do that." She wasn't rattled. She wasn't backing down. That moment wasn't just about defending herself, it was about setting a tone. You don't disrespect the Indiana Fever, not even without Caitlin Clark on the court. The broadcast even caught Sophie going full fire,
and she is not having any of it, and she basically gives her welcome to the league talk, saying, "You don't bleeping do that, you don't bleeping do that." Oh,
you don't mother effing do that. And the kicker, Kiki smiled. She actually smiled after shoving Sophie. If you wanted proof that this was an intimidation tactic, there it was. The smile said it all, but it backfired big time. That push lit a fuse under Sophie Cunningham, and she went off. By the time the dust settled, Sophie had clocked in 34 minutes, dropped 21 points, grabbed 8 rebounds, and shot 6 of 11 from the field.
And that's Kiki Ariefen, and I got to tell you, here we go with the smiling like you've done. I don't get it. This is the worst part of the WNBA. It is. A ton of reaction. The smiles afterward, let's get negative.
That's 54%, and she did it while leading the Fever to a crushing victory over a Mystics team that thought they had it in the bag the second they heard Caitlin Clark wasn't suiting up.
And it's getting ugly already out there. There was a couple of ugly fouls. And the retards, as I like to call them, the RAHTARDS's, they are already now attacking Sophie Cunningham. Oh, they're mad. The MAGA Barbies got them angry. They're cheering on violence against this basketball player. Sophie Cunningham just got through by a rookie.
Sophie didn't just lead the team. She was the spark, the energy, and the statement. Her three-point shooting sat at a solid 33%, and every shot she made felt like a message sent straight back to the Mystics. You picked the wrong person to mess with, but let's be real, it didn't start that way. The Fever came out looking rough. They were down 24-13 in the first quarter. Missed layups, sloppy passes, a defense that couldn't hold up.
And here we go.
Shot too strong there from Olsen. Cunningham pulled down that feistiness. There you go. She is fierce in the game. And I know it wasn't announced that Caitlin Clark wouldn't play until right before. This is a preseason game where Clark is not available.
And that's Kiki Ariefen, and I got to tell you, here we go with the smiling like you've done I don't get it. This is the worst part of the WNBA. It is. A ton of reaction. The smiles afterward, let's get negative. These people are loving this. It's crazy. Look at this comment. She's not fazed one bit by that spray tan MAGA bitch.
Sydney Colson started at point guard, but the offense just wasn't clicking. It felt like the whole team was waiting for someone to take charge. Enter Sophie. The minute she checked in, everything changed. The crowd started buzzing, the energy picked up, and you could see it in her body language, shoulders back, locked and ready to lead. Even head coach Stephanie White said it best, Sophie's a dog. She's versatile, she's tough, and she raises the level of play of everyone around her, and she proved it on the court.
Because let me tell you, the Fever were kicking off the dust in the first quarter, giving everybody a lot of grace here. There was a lot of missed layups. There was a lot of bricking, and the defense wasn't really that great.
Kelsey Mitchell, who had a rough start and went scoreless in the first quarter, began feeding off Sophie's energy. Suddenly the passes got sharper, the plays ran smoother, and the Fever looked like a team again. That Mitchell-Cunningham connection started humming, and it was just too much for the Mystics to handle. Look.
But listen, the Mystics had a ton of picks. In the WNBA draft, they got a lot of high picks. They got Kiki Iriafen, they got Sonia Citron. She started today, Sonia Citron, and Sonia Citron looked good. And honestly, Brittany Sykes looked really great too.
Washington came into this game stacked. They had rookies like Sonia Catron and Kiki Iriafen, veterans like Brittany Sykes, and Sutton. Talent was not the issue. What was the issue? Ego. When they found out Caitlin Clark wasn't playing, you could practically see the smirks, like they thought they'd been handed a free win. But instead of handling business the right way, they tried to bully their way to a victory. Bad move. And here's where it gets even more ridiculous. After the Fever pulled off the win and Sophie dropped 21 on them, the Mystics refused to shake hands. Yeah, no handshake, line, no good game. Nothing. They walked off like sore losers who couldn't stand being outplayed by the very player they tried to push around. That's not just. Washington came into this game stacked. They had rookies like Sonia Catron and Kiki Iriafen, veterans like Brittany Sykes, and Sutton. Talent was not the issue. What was the issue? Ego. When they found out Caitlin Clark wasn't playing, you could practically see the smirks, like they thought they'd been handed a free win. But instead of handling business the right way, they tried to bully their way to a victory. Bad move. And here's where it gets even more ridiculous. After the Fever pulled off the win and Sophie dropped 21 on them, the Mystics refused to shake hands. Yeah, no handshake, line, no good game. Nothing. They walked off like sore losers who couldn't stand being outplayed by the very player they tried to push around. That's not just.
Here we go. Need Kiki to whack her again. Guys, it's where we're at. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Right there, you can see Sophie telling her after that flagrant, you don't mother effing do that. You don't mother effing do that. I mean, yikes. Kiki, the new Kennedy. A lot of people not happy. Demon Sophie, yeah, she showed up. Look at this. They're celebrating that. Okay. I mean, it's crazy. Here we go again. Here we go again. She's yelling while Kiki's laughing in her face. Never seen a rook have a vet so rattled. Yeah, let's celebrate violence. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
For sportsmanship, it's flat out embarrassing. This is preseason, and you're already acting like this. Some fans pointed out that this attitude may not just be a player thing, it might be baked into the Mystics culture. The team is owned by Sheila Johnson, who made headlines a while back when she criticized Caitlin Clark's Time magazine recognition. A lot of people saw that as a sign of deeper bias.
Keep that up, Kiki. You're going to be the next Kennedy. Yeah, she making a bad name for herself right now. I mean, seriously. It took one game to convince me Sophie's legit, a good fit for the Fever. That said, nobody runs the point better than Cece. Nobody. It's nuts, man. What are we doing? It's crazy. Kiki, a lot of celebration of this crap. There's another one right here. This was Brittany Sykes. And DeWanna Bonner got involved in this one. She did. Little standing on business. I mean, it's wild. It really is. I think we've got an end to the ball game while I'm on here. And
now watching how her team behaved, it raises questions about leadership, from the smiling after a shove to the smugness on the bench to the refusal to shake hands. It paints a picture of a team that's not just competitive but petty, and social media exploded after the